What's up everyone, Darcblade here with an information video regarding this week's limited bounties and event quests in Monster Hunter World. This is for both the PC and console, and this is for the week starting the 4th of January 2019. So this is the first weekly video of the year. Now as always, we'll talk about the console first and then we'll talk about PC. So what have we got on consoles this week? Well, first in terms of limited bounties, we have 4 of them. First is an ecology survey to hunt brute wyverns. Brute wyverns include Anjanath, Baroth, Radaban, Uragan and Devil Joe. This can be at high or low rank, so it's not too tricky. Anyway, for taking 3 of them down, you'll get research points and some armor spheres. Next is an ecology survey to hunt 4 Dodogamas, but these have to be specifically at high rank. And for doing so, you get research points, some advanced armor spheres, and a silver wyverian print. And then next is another ecology survey, tempered monster hunt. We have to hunt 5 tempered monsters. These can be threat level 1 to 3, it doesn't matter which one they are, just so long as they are tempered. And for taking 5 of them down, you'll get research points, some hard armor spheres, and a silver wyverian print. And then finally is the general limited bounty to complete all of this week's other limited bounties, and for doing so you get research points, a gold wyverian print that can be exchanged for certain monster gems at the Elder Melder, and a golden egg that can be exchanged for Zenny. So that's about it for the event quests we have on console. Not too difficult, although the tempered monster hunt could prove tricky for newcomers. What have we got though in terms of event quests? Well, unfortunately the Arch-Tempered Kulvetroff has gone, but we still have the Assassin's Creed collaboration event, Silent Deadly Fierce. This is an 8-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 14 or higher. This has you taking on an Odogaron, Devil Joe and Lunastra in this special arena. And for completing this quest you'll get special material to craft the Assassin's Hood Mantle, as well as the Bayek Layered Armor from Assassin's Creed Origins. Next is Flesh Cleave to Bone, a 5-star low rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 8 or higher. This has players taking on a Radaban and a Odogaron in the special arena. Now this is the only real low rank quest we have this week, and it's never too special in terms of rewards, however it's a nice way to farm the materials related to these monsters. Next is Gaze Upon the Dawn, a 6-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 11 or higher. This is basically the Zora Magdaros optional quest on demand, so you don't have to wait for it to come around randomly in the optional missions anymore. Next is Rock and Roll Recess, a 7-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 13 or higher. This has players taking on all the monsters associated with the Elder's Recess, bar Elder Dragons. So that's Dodogama, Uragan, Lavasioth and Azure Raphalos. Now for taking this mission on, there's an increased chance of getting a small or large gold crown for all of these monsters involved. Next is Snow and Cherry Blossom, a 9-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 30 or higher. This has players taking on a Tempered Legiana and Tempered Pink Raffian in the Coral Highlands, and upon completion of this quest, you'll get bonus hunter rank as your reward. And then finally is the Throne Taker, a 9-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 50 or higher. This has players taking on a Tempered Nergigante, Tempered Teostra and Tempered Lunastra in the Elder's Recess. And for taking on and completing this tough quest, you'll be rewarded with potentially sullied and shining streamstones. So that's about it for the event quests on console. It's nice that they have another week to do the Assassin's Creed collaboration event, but apart from that there's nothing too much that stands out. But what about PC? Well, first the limited bounties. They have 4 of them. First is an ecology survey to hunt bird wyverns. Bird wyverns include Puke Puke, Kuluyaku and Zitsuyaku. And for taking 3 of them on, at either high or low rank, you'll get research points and some armor spheres. Next is another ecology survey to hunt Lavasioth. We have to hunt 4 of these monsters at high rank. And for doing so, you'll get research points, some advanced armor spheres and a silver wyverian print. Next is another ecology survey to slay Teostra. We have to slay 4 of these Elder Dragons, and for doing so, you'll get research points, some hard armor spheres and another silver wyverian print. And then finally is the general limited bounty to complete all of this week's other limited bounties, and for doing so you get your research points, gold wyverian print that can be exchanged for certain monster gems and golden egg that can be exchanged for Zenny. Now the limited bounties this week on PC are a little bit annoying. I am not a fan of fighting Lavasioth, but the Slay Teostra limited bounty is actually tied into one of the event quests, which we'll talk about in a minute. But before we go into the event quests, it should be noted that the normal Kulvetroff siege is going on up in the Gathering Hub, and PC have access to the new appraisal weapons that were added to the Kulvetroff loot pool, which could be seen as further diluting it, or it could be seen as opportunities to potentially farm some new weapons. Apart from that, the Kulthroth siege remains much the same. But what about the event quests? Well, first, the USJ Blazing Into Your Star collaboration event is still going on. This is a 7-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 13 or higher. This has players taking on a giant gold crown Dodogama and small gold crown Azure Rathalos in the Elder's Recess. And upon completion of this quest, you'll get materials to craft the Azure Starlord armor set, which I strongly advise, as well as upgrade your Azure Starblade longsword. Next is the Poison Posse, a 5-star low rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 8 or higher. This has players taking on all the monsters associated with the poison ailment. So that's Puke, Rathian and Rathalos. Nothing too special about this quest, but it's a chance to farm low rank monster materials related to these monsters. Next is the Triple Threat Throwdown, a 6-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 13 or higher. This has players taking on a Great Jagras, Dodogama and Great Gyros in the special arena. And upon completion of this quest, there's a chance of getting a fair amount of decorations. However, these are generally the low rank decorations. Next is the Wildspire Bolero, a 7-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 13 or higher. This has players taking on all the monsters associated with the Wildspire Waste. And for taking this quest on, there's an increased chance of getting large or small gold crowns for all the monsters involved. Next, and new to the PC, is No Tomorrow for Usurpers, a 9-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 30 or higher. This has players taking on a Tempered Basil Juice in the Elder's Recess, and upon completion of this quest, you'll receive increased hunter rank as your reward. And then finally, and the highlight for PC folk out there, is the Scorn of the Sun, a 9-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 50 or higher. This has players taking on an Arch-Tempered Teostra in the Elder's Recess. And for taking this tough opponent on, you'll get Teostra tickets that you can use to craft the Teostra Gamma armor set, which is incredibly useful. And these tickets can also be used to craft the Dante layered armor, although with the Dante layered armor you have to make sure you have some red orbs left over from the Code Red event quest in order to actually craft the layered armor, unfortunately. Nonetheless, going for the Teostra Gamma armor is definitely advisable, and out of all the Arch-Tempered monsters we've had so far, Arch-Tempered Teostra wasn't the worst. Just be aware that you cannot turn off his flame aura via flash pods and knocking him out of the sky. So that's about it for this week's activities. Overall, it's nice to see once again that PC are slowly catching up with console. I wish it was a little bit faster, but nonetheless, it's going faster than I first anticipated. But what are your thoughts on this week's activities? Leave a comment down below. And until next time, I've been Darcblade, bringing you an information video regarding this week's limited bounties and event quests in Monster Hunter World. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.